Thank you.
So if you are just joining us, the Supreme Court finally handed down that big decision that came today, and it was a blow to the Biden White House on the vax or test mandate for large private employers over 100 employees. Senator John Barrasso joins me now. He's chair of the Senate Republican Conference. Senator, always good to have you with us as well. What's your reaction to this decision from the Supreme Court today?
Well, Martha, this Supreme Court ruling to me is a big win for the American people and for freedom. And it's a big loss for President Biden and for big government. Look, I'm a doctor. I'm pro-vaccine. I'm anti-mandate. To me, the mandate was a massive overreach by the government. And now to know that there are 100 million workers in this country who work for private companies who now are not subject to this mandate, I think that's a good thing for our economy. In terms of the healthcare workers, we need all of those people on the job, taking care of patients, and to know that some of them may get fired as a result of that second ruling because they don't want to get vaccinated. I think that's a mistake. I am against all of the mandates.
You know, it's so interesting. I'm speaking to you mostly as a doctor now. In California, they're asking people who are healthcare workers who are COVID positive to return to work because they're so short-staffed. And then you have the other element, which is that this Omicron variant, it seems to it's evading the vaccines. So what do you think about that?
Well, you're right. There's a lot of inconsistencies out there. We have healthcare workers, certainly in Wyoming and across the country, who have been going to work every day for 2 years of this pandemic, never missed a day of work. We need all of them on the job, and that's why I don't think there should be a mandate on vaccines for them as well.
All right, so let's switch gears now. The president has been working very hard to get his voting reform bills passed. It looks like an uphill battle. This is Kristen Sinema today, who rarely speaks out on these issues. She's a little bit quieter about it than Joe Manchin has been, but she spoke out today quite forcefully, and here's what she said.
These bills help treat the symptoms of the disease, but they do not fully address the disease itself. And while I continue to support these bills, I will not support separate actions that worsen the underlying disease of division infecting our country.
So what's the impact of that, Senator?
Well, what we just saw with Senator Sinema was a profile in courage. She kept her word. She protected the Senate. She preserved the voice and the rights of the minority party. We have a 50-50 Senate. That should be a mandate to move to the middle. What we have is a president who gives divisive speeches like he did in Georgia and like he continued to do today. We need to unite this country, and we need a president to start focusing on the concerns of the American people, which is, number one, inflation. It's how it's impacting their lives personally. That's the front page headline on every newspaper in America, a 40-year high of inflation. That's what people are concerned about, putting food on the table, putting gas in the car, getting the kids to school, not something that's an asterisk on the polling of what the American people care about.
You know, it's interesting, just sort of a side note, that the vice president, Kamala Harris, did not join the president when he came to Capitol Hill today to rally for support for this, even though she's been saying that she still thinks it has a chance to pass. And she was put in charge of the voting rights issue as part of her portfolio. Do you think that's odd that she didn't come to build support on Capitol Hill today with the president?
Well, it sounds like she didn't want to stand with a president who is failing and flailing. We have a president who's failing the American people. You can see that in the poll numbers. This is his third trip to Capitol Hill, twice to the House and now to the Senate to try to persuade Democrats. It is 3 strikes. The mighty Casey has struck out.
You know, on a separate subject, before I let you go, Senator, I was listening to your colleague, Senator Lindsey Graham, just a short time ago, and he is urging the former President Trump and the minority leader, Senator McConnell, to patch things up. He says that President Trump is clearly the future leader of the Republican Party, and that he doesn't think that Mitch McConnell should try to continue to lead the Senate if he can't work with the former president in the future. Do you agree with that?
Well, we are best when we are united. We've done wonderful things together with Senator McConnell and President Trump in terms of justices on the Supreme Court, in terms of tax cuts, energy, the economy, regulatory reform. We need to continue to do that to win the 2022 elections, to take back the House, take back the Senate, and then in 2024 to replace Joe Biden.
So would you urge the minority leader to patch things up with President Trump?
It's always better when we're working together.
All right. Senator Barrasso, thank you very much, sir. Always good to see you.
Thanks, Martha.